Genesis 28, 29, Psalms 7 and 8. In Genesis, Jacob goes on a journey, leaves this situation that he was in with his father Isaac, who's dying, and his mother Rebecca, who favors Jacob, and Esau, who had his blessing given away. So Jacob takes off and gets out of this situation to go find a wife. And we know that Isaac and Rebekah do not want the wife to come from the Canaanites. So I guess it's recommended that he go to Rebekah's brother, and Jacob goes there to Paddan Aram, and that is to stay away from Canaanite women, who coincidentally, it seemed Esau married 2 Canaanite wives, which probably furthered the divide there. And Jacob has a dream on his way, and he stops and he puts a rock under his head, and then in the dream there's a ladder that goes up to heaven, and he sees angels coming up and down it, and God appears and renews the covenant made with Abraham and Isaac, and promises Jacob the land and descendants. So Jacob wakes up and names the place Bethel, which is the house of God, setting up a stone as a pillar, and he vows to serve God and give 1/10 of all he receives. In Genesis 29, this is when Jacob meets Rachel, so he arrives in Paddan Aram and meets with shepherds, and he sees Rachel, Laban's daughter, and apparently he falls in love with her. It sort of reminds me of when Isaac first saw Rebekah. But so it seems like Jacob has love at first sight with Rachel, and basically it sounds like he says to Laban, who apparently is his uncle, that he'll do whatever he has to do to marry her, and Laban says, serve me for 7 years. So he says, okay, I'll serve you for 7 years, and he does it. And after the 7 years are up, he apparently thinks that Rachel is going to come out for the wedding. This is how it happened in my mind, but he gave a different daughter instead. He gave Leah, the older daughter, and said, sort of renegotiated a little bit and said, you didn't know it's tradition that we give our first daughter first, so that's how the deal has to be. So I'm not sure how to describe that, but I mean, it sounds like kind of a shrewd sense of negotiation. Regardless, he marries Leah, and Laban in this renegotiation says, after Leah's wedding week, then you can marry Rachel if you serve me another 7 years. So he marries Leah. That week goes by. In this next set of 7 years, he marries Rachel first prior, so he doesn't have to work off the other 7 years yet. So it seems. But then he marries Rachel. Rachel is barren and does not have any kids as of yet. Leah, who feels unloved, did, however, bear 4 sons: Reuben, Simon, Levi, and Judah. And it seemed like, from the sense of it that I got, that Leah was feeling unloved and seeking some affection. Psalm 7, another psalm of David. David prays to God, seeking protection from his enemies, and he declares God as the righteous judge, and says that it's up to God to decide judgment for those that are wicked. And he praises God for his righteousness and deciding what justice needs to be metered out. Psalm 8, and David marvels at the glory of God as revealed in the heavens and earth, and he acknowledges the vastness of the creation of humankind and how small humankind is in comparison to the vastness of creation, and sort of says to God that despite how insignificant we as humans are in the grand scheme of things, that he praises him for recognizing us and still making us significant, and in fact to say a little lower than angels, and giving us dominion over creature. The psalm ends with a repetition of the opening line celebrating the majesty of God. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth.